Killer instinct.
Alright, welcome back, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of barSILENCE. My name is Jameson, and I'm your host. barSILENCE is a SuperPod Network production that's dedicated to exploring the very best video game music each and every month. If you haven't yet, head over to barSILENCE.com to find an easy link to subscribe on whatever your favorite podcatcher is. You can also go to SuperPod Network to check out an excellent variety of gaming articles, as well as some of the very best podcasts focused on retro gaming nostalgia and other gaming goodness. And if you're looking for a killer 24/7 around-the-clock video game music radio station, you should check out 8 Beats Radio. This show plays there live on the first Tuesday of every month, and you can tune in by going to 8beats.co. In this episode, we're taking our fistful of quarters to the local arcade and listening to the bombastic and iconic soundtrack from the 1990s Killer Instinct games. The first Killer Instinct was released thunderously into packed arcades at the height of the fighting game craze in 1994. At this time, fighting games were fighting for every quarter against their competition. Capcom had just released the biggest edition of their top fighter, Super Street Fighter II Turbo. Primal Rage was introducing players to claymation-like dinosaur battles, and the ever-controversial Mortal Kombat 2 continued to top the charts, expanding on the characters and fatalities of the original. Now, it's worth mentioning that Nintendo wasn't active in the arcade scene at that time, and their last arcade game was 1985's Arm Wrestling, which was a spin-off to Punch-Out! And after 9 years of dominating the home market, the technology and the expectation of gamers were very different. Nintendo's family-friendly approach to gaming left them on the outside looking in. So, to power their return to the arcades, Nintendo chose to work with the innovative team at Rare to develop a fighter of their own that took cues from some of the biggest games. Killer Instinct's inspirations included the finishing moves of Mortal Kombat, the idea of combos from Capcom and SNK fighting games, and they also brought over their unique visual style of creating silicon graphic pre-rendered characters from Donkey Kong Country. Then, to differentiate this game even more, Rare developed an early example of motion capturing their characters to help bring an incredible sense of fluidity to each of the characters' movements and attacks. Rare artist and designer Kevin Bayliss was a huge fan of Street Fighter II and also an avid martial artist who helped record some of Jago's moves. He also played a pivotal role in designing the game's combat system, devising a moveset of characters with weak, medium, and strong attacks akin to Street Fighter. Kevin then collaborated with Nintendo's Ken Lobb to design a combo system that featured an auto-double to link different attacks, resulting in a complex but approachable system of insanely long combos and combo breakers that became a defining feature of the game. Now, the plot of the first game was focused on the Killer Instinct tournament created by the powerful mega corporation called ULTRA-Tech. This nefarious corporation used their advanced technology to open a portal to another dimension to release the game's two-headed Cyclops final boss named Idol. The game also allows you to select from 10 different fighters in order to win this tournament. Among the more human-looking fighters are the green leotard-wearing secret agent, Black Orchid, Jago, a warrior monk, TJ Combo, a heavyweight boxer, and Chief Thunder, a Native American warrior. There's also more wild characters like Cinder, who's an escaped convict transformed into a being of flames due to a failed ULTRA-Tech chemical test, and there's the fan-favorite Predator meets Terminator cybernetic soldier called Fulgore. The game also features a velociraptor human hybrid named Riptor, Saberwolf, a werewolf, Spinal, an undead skeleton warrior, and Glacius, an icy alien that's abducted and forced to fight. With the groundwork for the game laid out by Rare, Nintendo then partnered with WMS Industries, the parent company of Chicago-based arcade giant named Midway Games. In the 1980s, Midway had become a powerhouse in the arcade industry, and they were synonymous with some of the greatest games of that era. By the 90s, Midway continued to dominate with mega hits like Mortal Kombat in 1992, NBA Jam in 1993, and Mortal Kombat 2 in 1994, making them the perfect collaborator to bring Killer Instinct to life. This collaboration with Nintendo allowed Midway and Rare to co-develop and market games using an arcade board that was functionally very similar to what would become Nintendo's next home console. This, of course, cleverly allowed Nintendo to directly tell gamers that the next generation of gaming was going to be just as impressive when they get their own Ultra 64. The crazy thing was that the Killer Instinct Attract mode practically promised this to gamers with this famous clip.
Available for your home in 1995, only on Nintendo Ultra 64.
Personally, I'm still kind of surprised that they did this and put a date to it, especially considering that the system was renamed to the Nintendo 64 and it wouldn't be released until 1996. This delay led Rare to develop Killer Instinct for the Super Nintendo and Game Boy in 1995 instead. So, while that promise of ultra proportions was never fully realized, Killer Instinct's blend of unique characters, brilliant animations, and creative combo systems ended up creating one of the loudest and most impressive arcade releases ever. By May of 1995, Killer Instinct had become one of the top 5 highest grossing arcade games of that year. And Electronic Gaming Monthly even declared, for now, the undisputed king at the arcades is Killer Instinct. And it most definitely was. Now, of course, the element that's most important to this podcast, though, is the blazingly distinct soundtrack that was composed by Graeme Norgate and Robin Beanland in their first soundtrack for a rare game. The mood-setting, guitar-wailing introduction track that opened this show is called The Instinct. This version, along with many others that we'll be listening to, comes from the soundtrack album that was released with the Super Nintendo version of the game called Killer Cuts. Robin Beanland, during an interview, explained that this soundtrack was created after the arcade's music was developed, which makes these versions one of the best ways to experience the uncompressed and truest representations of these songs. So, let's get into these killer tunes. Up first, we're going to listen to the full-length remix of Jago's theme called Do It Now by Graeme Norgate. After that, we're going to listen to another song by Graeme called Controlling Transmission, which is the theme for Glacius. This track is a pure energy dance beat with cool voice samples from the game's announcer, and it also has the We Are Controlling Transmission sample that comes from the 1963 intro of The Outer Limits. Then, we're going to switch genres but not composers with the dark industrial theme of Fulgore called Fulgore. After that shredder of a tune, we're going to listen to 2 songs by Robin Beanland. First up is Cinder's theme called Trailblazer, followed by the unique track from the Killer Cuts album called The Way You Move. This track is an absolute slapper of a 90s dance anthem featuring the clever That Beat Is Rare voice sample, and it also features the Killer Instinct's iconic announcer with his own rap breakdown about the killer groove. We'll keep that 90s dance vibe going with Orchid's theme called K.I. Feeling, featuring the vocals of Faye Newborough, who we'll hear later again in this episode. Backing that track up will be another Robin Beanland creation called Yo Check This Out, which is the hip-hop and dance-infused theme for the American flag-wearing TJ combo. Next, we'll listen to Oh Yeah by Graeme Norgate, which is the thumping theme of Chief Thunder, before wrapping up this block with the final song called It's a Jungle by Robin Beanland. Just like the song The Way You Move was also created exclusively for the Killer Cuts album, this one is another sugary sweet 90s-sounding slammer of a track. Alright, let's do it now. Time to pump up the volume for the Killer Groove, and I'll be back after that to talk about the sequel, Killer Instinct 2, and its N64 release, Killer Instinct Gold.
Ready.
Let's do it now. It's the way you move to the killer groove.
Killer groove, make your body rock, make your body
Yo, check this out.
Break it down.
Get busy. Get busy. Get busy. Get busy.
1, 2, 3, kick it. Break it down.
It's a jungle, brother. You got it. You got it. It's a jungle, brother. It's a jungle, brother.
Awesome victory!
Killer Instinct 2's development quickly followed the release of its predecessor using the exact same hardware to expedite production. This game launched in arcades in January of 1996, just 14 months after the original and only 5 months after the Super Nintendo version. This time around, the focus was to improve the handling of the characters and their moves, aiming to make combat more strategic. New features included parries, counterattacks like throws, and the new super meter. Ken Lobb had mentioned during development that reducing the excessive defensive play was the highest priority. And while some fans were bothered by these gameplay changes, others felt that the shift from a defensive to an offensive strategy made the game faster, more exciting, and significantly raised the stakes for each fight. The plot for Killer Instinct 2 follows the ending of the first, creating a canon that Orchid defeats Idol and sets off a massive energy, creating a time warp that sends some of the combatants back 2,000 years in time and allowing Demon Lord Gargos, the greater rival to Idol, to escape from Limbo. This game's roster is now expanded to 11 characters, each with their own motivation for surviving this dire situation. Returning characters include Orchid, Jago, Saberwolf, Spinal, and TJ Combo. Fulgore is replaced with the Mark II enhanced prototype. Glacius also returns, but is actually this time replaced in the story as another member of the same species that's imprisoned by Gargos' followers. Interestingly, in 1996, Superplay magazine reported that Rare used data from the first game's arcade machines to determine which characters were the least popular, as a way of deciding which of them would be excluded from the sequel. However, during a 2013 interview with Retro Gamer, Kevin Bayliss explained that the changes were actually made in order to aim for more variety in fighting styles. He further explained that they had initially hoped to include the original characters as unlockables, but this feature didn't really make it into the final game. Characters that didn't return were Chief Thunder, Cinder, and Riptor, who had either died in the first game or didn't end up warping through time like the rest of them. Their spots on the roster are now filled by new fighters though. The first of which is Kim Woo, a nunchuck-wielding martial artist whose ancestors originally banished Idol and Gargos. She's now tasked with doing the same thing. Next is Maya, the Amazonian queen of the ancient world, who took part in banishing Gargos, but is now forbidden from returning to her homeland after his reappearance. And then finally, there's Tusk, a barbarian from the north and the sole survivor of his warrior tribe after the great battle to remove Gargos. By the time that Killer Instinct 2 was released, the arcade market was starting to recede as consoles started to catch up to their coin-op counterparts. The Nintendo 64 was finally released in June of 1996, just 6 months later. By November of that same year, Killer Instinct Gold was released for the new system, just in time for the holidays. So while the original game practically promised a one-to-one recreation of Killer Instinct for this Nintendo console, Killer Instinct Gold's release didn't quite meet those expectations for many of the fans and reviewers. The Nintendo 64 had less memory, so the backgrounds were less impressive and the character models were lower resolution. And the game kinda suffered from frame rate drops at various times. Despite these issues, Killer Instinct Gold was still the premier fighting game on the Nintendo 64, thanks to its responsive controls and exclusive new modes like Training, Team Battle, and Team Elimination Battle. Now, on the other hand, the music for this sequel was praised for its adrenaline-pumping tracks, higher audio quality, and character-specific themes. Graeme Norgate, at the time, was tasked with composing the soundtrack for Blastcore on the Nintendo 64. So the compositions landed in the hands of Beanland, whose work for this game fantastically continues to build on the foundation that the original game established. So, starting things off for our next block is a great example of Robin's work on this soundtrack. We're gonna first listen to Orchid's theme, called KI Feeling 2. This track features the return of Faye Newborough's vocals that are excellently paired with a killer high-energy beat that's a great theme for this fan-favorite character. Next, we'll dive into Maya's theme, which is a fast-paced dance jam that's fused with woodwinds and a heavy dose of animal sounds, perfectly matching our Amazonian Queen stage. Following that one, we're going to listen to Kim Woo's theme that has an excellent Asian musical flair, and back it up with Jago's theme, which is powered by masculine sounding chants and an ultra cool sitar lead. We'll switch genres for the next track as we get into the pop and dance beat of TJ Combo's theme that brings back Faye one more time, as well as giving Kevin Bayless and the lads credit for their additional vocal work. After that jam, we'll move to Glacius' theme, which blends industrial sounding elements with otherworldly vocal samples that likely come from our Iceman himself. Then last for this block, we're going to listen to the absolutely shredding metal guitars and choral samples from Fulgore's theme. This track's epic sound is blasted through with the excellent guitar work of none other than rare composer Grant Kirkhope, and assumingly the drilling and mechanical sounds come from our robotic Terminator. Alright, let's feel the power, baby. It's time to get down to the excellent tunes of Killer Instinct 2, and I'll be back after that.
Fight on.
Wherever you are, wherever you're from, I know what you're going through. But don't be afraid, don't give in to fear. This is all you need to hear. Play hard with the feeling. Play hard, you've got nothing to lose. Play hard
3.
Alright, so that's the show. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this episode about the killer 1990 sound of the early Killer Instinct games. If you want to interact with the show and tell me what you think about my selections in this episode, you can follow me on a variety of social media platforms. That includes Instagram, Twitter, Threads, and Blue Sky. Following the show in those locations are exactly where you can find great screenshots, artwork, music clips, and various information about the games that are featured in each episode. Check the show notes to follow along on your favorite platform of choice. If you're enjoying this show's selection of incredibly great video game music each month, please consider taking a moment to leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, or wherever you're listening to the show because I'd really love to hear what you think. Don't forget, you can go to barSILENCE.com to listen to past shows if you missed any. And of course, if you're feeling giving, you can always support barSILENCE on Patreon. For already subscribing, I want to thank the members of the Legion of VGM for supporting this show. Zoe, Alusa, and Cameron, I very much appreciate you ultra cool cats, and I really hope you've enjoyed this episode. If you want to join these supremely cool people and become a member of the Legion of VGM, you can subscribe for as little or as much as you want, and you'll get access to a bonus episode of awesome music each month. Be sure to check the show notes for a link to learn more. I would also like to thank friends of the show and Legion members Aaron of the excellent video game variety podcast, Super Pod Saga, as well as Professor Tom of the Shujin Academy VGM Club. You can and should check out both of these shows wherever you get your podcast, as well as on TerraPlayer.com. Alright, to wrap up the show, I've got one more track for you. We're going to listen to the Gargos' theme's Rockin' Guitars by Grant Kirkhope. This song is awesome, and Grant is an absolute legend in this one. So get ready to shred and double bass drum yourself into a supreme victory. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this final song, and as always, thanks again for listening, and I'll see you guys next time.
Ultra!